Okay, so here we are at the top of page 2 in section 4.4. We just went through a quite lengthy investigation of the relationship between the points on the graph and the way the graph looks, its slope, and the equation of the graph. And now we're ready to apply that knowledge. So we're going to be able to practically instantly find the slope and the y-intercept of the given linear equation. And that is using our y equals mx plus b. This is our slope-intercept form of the equation, form of the linear equation. Notice that the name is not very creative here. It tells you the slope and it tells you the y-intercept. Okay? It has to be solved for y. This does not work if y is not by itself on one side of the equation. Okay? And you'll get to the point where they give you some that are not solved for y yet, and we'll need to rearrange it first, and then we can come up with all our information. Okay? So let's do this here until you get completely set in your ways here, and this becomes a habit. You've got it totally memorized. Write this every time. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the given linear equation. Even though it seems very easy right now, you'll want to have this memorized for the test. You don't want to be questioning yourself on the test. So you do it so many times, write it out every time when you're practicing. So y equals mx plus b. This is solved for y, so I check that off. And now I can just take my slope is in front of the x, and my intercept is in front of, is the letter that's being added. So our slope is equal to m, which is equal to 9. And so that would mean our rise over run in terms of the graph would be 9 over 1. Our y-intercept, our b value here, it's the y-coordinate of the y-intercept is what you get here. B is equal to 4, which means our y-intercept is 0, 4. For now, we're not going to graph it. We're just going to practice pulling out the pieces, okay? But basically you have a beginning point, and then you have a way to move from that point to another spot on the line, connect the dots, and you're done, okay? So let's do this again. Number 6. Well, actually, maybe I should make this a try. That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? So let's do that. Let's make this a try. And we actually are, these are, if you were paying attention, these were the same equations that we did on the previous page. So I'm just making a note to myself that I want to use this as a try. So hit pause, and you identify the slope and the y-intercept, and then we'll come back. Okay. All right. So what you should get on this is that y equals mx plus b, your slope should be negative 3/4, and your y-intercept should be the point 0, 6. Use that b value as the y-coordinate of your y-intercept. Okay. Then what's different about these equations that we're going to do together? Number 8 is just y equals 10x. How is that different from the other? Remember, if you practice here and write it out, y equals mx plus b, you'll see what's different. Okay, the b is missing. Well, what we've learned is that when something is missing, you can write it in as a plus 0. Or if the x piece is missing, it's like 0 times x. Okay? So we do have our pieces here. They're just doing the mathematical thing and saving ink and saving pencil lead and saving paper. They left off the plus 0, but it is there. That is the intercept. It crosses at 0, 0. And remember, we discovered that when we found our intercepts and graphed these on the previous page. So we've got, it is solved for y, so that's taken care of. Our slope is going to be 10. M is 10, which means that our rise over our run is going to be 10 over 1 if we were to graph this. And our y-intercept, literally our y-coordinate of our y-intercept, that b value is 0, which is written as 0, 0. Okay? Y-intercept is always 0 comma the number, because you don't go anywhere left or right. You stay on that y-axis. When you're graphing something, you just start at the origin. We don't go left or right. We either go up or down for the y-intercept. So that's why it's 0 comma a number. So that b value tells us where to go. Because if we put in 0 for our x, the x piece falls out. You're just left with y equals whatever that b value is. So that's why it's the y-intercept. Okay, and then y equals 7. Again, we've looked at this. Hopefully, little bells and whistles are going off as soon as you see an equation that's y equal to any number, or you see an equation x equals to any number. And those little bells are going, oh yeah, y is horizontal. And a horizontal line has a slope of 0. It's like it's still skiing. You can ski that, but there's no steepness. It's 0. And x equals a number is vertical. It's a vertical line, and that is no longer a defined slope. So slope is undefined. It is no longer skiing. It is falling. Okay, so a vertical line has undefined slope. Horizontal line has m equals 0. So we're dealing with a horizontal line here. Our slope is 0. If you forget, though, you just do what we've been doing. Y equals mx plus b. We have the b part here. We have the y equals 7. And it is solved for y, so we're good. We're missing the mx part. The mx part is missing, which means that our m value must be 0 times the x to make that disappear. So 0 times x makes it disappear, and now we can see what our slope should be. Our slope is indeed 0, which you could memorize that. Y equals a number, horizontal, 0. Or you could figure it out, okay? Which means that the rise over run, there's no rise, and it could have any number as the run. It's just going left to right. And our intercept, our y-coordinate of our y-intercept, that b value is 7. It's the point 0 comma 7. Okay, let's go to the next video below, and we're going to review the 3 forms of the equation, and we're going to practice going from some fresh equations straight to the graph using this instant graphing, our friend, the slope-intercept form of the equation.